My folks are leaving the house. Yep, there they go. Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's video. This is my third video for Pandaween 2017. Today I'm going to be talking about my personal favorite cartoons to watch to get into the Halloween spirit. As you guys can probably tell by now, I kind of really like cartoons. So I thought that would be fun to talk about either Halloween themed episodes of cartoons or cartoon series in general that are Halloween themed or Halloween-esque. You can think of this kind of as my personal playlist of cartoons to watch during October to get into the spirit of the season. Basically, if any of you are looking for things to be watching this time of year, because it's always fun watching Halloween themed content, these are my personal recommendations. Nothing more to say there, so let's just get straight into the list. So the first one on this list I kind of regard as being sort of a classic at this point when it comes to cartoon Halloween specials. I used to watch this particular special every year for Halloween, and then also the Christmas episode of the same cartoon I would also watch every year. Whenever somebody says like holiday themed cartoon specials, this pretty much immediately comes to mind, and that is the Fairly OddParents, their Halloween special called Scary Godparents. In this episode, Timmy and his friends go trick-or-treating, and they're very disappointed at the fact that their costumes aren't as good as other people's costumes because they're kind of getting the short end of the stick because their costumes aren't as good. So Timmy wishes for everyone's Halloween's costumes to be real and scary. So basically, whatever they are dressed as, they become the real versions of. So Timmy is dressed as a mummy, so he becomes a real mummy, and Chester and AJ are dressed as a vampire and Frankenstein's monster, and so they become the real versions of those. And of course, since this is a terribly thought out plan, craziness ensues and they have to fix it just in the nick of time to save everybody. This episode is 16 years old now. It makes me feel really old. That episode is the same age as a child learning to drive. Okay. Aside from me feeling old, rewatching this was such a nostalgia hit. It was such a treat because I haven't gotten to watch it in many years, and I have to say it has aged incredibly well. None of it feels kind of old to me. It could have been made yesterday, honestly. Well, actually it couldn't because Fairly OddParents isn't very good now. So if it had been made yesterday, you would have like Chloe and Poof in there and it would be bad. This is back when Fairly OddParents was in its prime, so this is, one of the really, really good episodes. It's a really well done special, and it still feels just so fresh and fun. The animation looks great, the voice acting is great, it's a really awesome musical number, and just, it's good. It's good. It got me all those fun Halloween vibes, all those fun Halloween nostalgia vibes. It's good. So that's basically why I'm putting it on this list. Definitely worth checking out. So moving on to the next entry on this list, probably a lot of you can guess by now, this really wouldn't be a me video if I didn't mention some obscure, unknown, forgotten, underappreciated cartoons. So I have two of them on this list. This next one is the first of those two, and that is El Tigre, The Adventures of Manny Rivera, their Halloween episode. Just a quick little background on the show, since I'm guessing a lot of you probably aren't familiar with it. I'm actually not going to go too far into it though, because I am planning to do a future video on all of my favorite obscure cartoons where I'll be kind of diving deeper into the review process for those. But anyway, just a quick little synopsis. El Tigre is basically a show about a family of Mexican superheroes and supervillains. It's an action comedy. It has a really, really neat art style. Most of the humor is really stupid humor, but it's like clever stupid humor. There's some jokes that aren't as clever and stupid, but there's few enough of them and the rest of the comedy is good enough that it really overshadows that. And it's overall just a really, really fun show to watch. And what is also really neat about it is that it was actually created by the director of Book of Life. So he made this show and then later on he went on to direct Book of Life. So there's a whole ton of similarities between the two art styles between El Tigre and Book of Life. So they do have a Halloween special. However, since the show revolves completely around Mexican culture, it is not actually a Halloween episode. It is a Day of the Dead or Dia de los Muertos episode, and that's really awesome. I really think that we need more shows that have Day of the Dead specials and more shows that revolve around Mexican culture. That's super important. This episode is actually very, very similar to Book of Life plot-wise. In this episode, our main character Manny and his best friend Frida accidentally get transported to the land of the dead, where Manny gets to meet all of his ancestors, and together they have to work to get him and Frida back to the world of the living so that he can save his father and his grandfather. You could almost call it like the pilot for Book of Life, but it's a really fun special, and again, really, really awesome that it's a Day of the Dead special, so I strongly recommend checking it out. And if you're interested, the actual episode is called The Grave Escape. Moving on to the next entry on this list, no way I couldn't have it on the list, that is Gravity Falls, their Halloween special, Summerween. Although, I feel like Gravity Falls in general, you could watch on Halloween, episodes like Scarioki and Northwest Mansion Noir. I mean, the series is set in summer, but it has such a fall feeling to it. Maybe that's just me, but anyway, I love all of Gravity Falls. I love the Halloween special. Just like any typical episode of Gravity Falls, it has all of these cute little subplots. It's good. If you love Gravity Falls and you haven't seen it already, check it out. If you love Gravity Falls and you have seen it already, rewatch it. If you haven't seen Gravity Falls at all, watch the whole series, but also this episode just in general. Summerween, definitely one of my top favorite picks when it comes to Halloween themed episodes of cartoons. Next one on this list, you all probably saw it coming. How would I not include it on this list? It's Extreme Ghostbusters. Are any of you surprised that I put it here? Probably not. Honestly, I mean, Ghostbusters in general is very Halloween-y. You could watch any installment. You could watch the original 1984, that's not a cartoon, but you could still watch it on Halloween. If you're into the more like zany sitcom fever dream vibes, you can watch real Ghostbusters. My go-to pick, of course, is definitely Extreme. Hands down my favorite entry in the franchise, next to IW. It's so good, and obviously you can pretty much watch the whole series. This particular entry, I'm really referring to the whole series because like it's Ghostbusters. Just by nature, it's a Halloween themed thing. If I could spend all of Halloween just marathoning Extreme Ghostbusters, I'd be very, very happy. Maybe I will do that because I don't have any plans. And I don't know if anybody wants to hang out with me on Halloween. But anyway, if I had the chance to marathon any series on Halloween, it would probably be Extreme Ghostbusters. Here's the thing about Extreme though, that has never really been done before or since in the whole like Ghostbusters franchise in any installment, is that it just goes really, really hard. There's so many episodes in that series that are just genuinely creepy. If you're looking for something to watch that's like that, that's a great choice, specifically the episodes Killjoys and Deadliners, and then another bonus episode. It's not necessarily as creepy, I mean it's still creepy, but it's not like as creepy, but I feel like it's the most like Halloween feeling episode because they go into a creepy, haunted, and living house. That one is called Home is Where the Horror Is. When I say creepy, none of these episodes are like gory or anything by any stretch, but they will definitely make you stop and go, oh, okay. Really great watch for Halloween, and like it's such an underappreciated show. More people need to know about it. Any chance I have to plug Extreme Ghostbusters, I'm gonna take it. I will say though, if you do jump to any of the 3 episodes that I mentioned rather than marathoning the whole series at once, I do recommend watching the first 2-part episode just so that you know who the characters are and what they're doing, because that's kind of important. That brings us to the second to last entry on this list, and that is Mystery Skulls Animated. You just gotta watch Mystery Skulls Animated on Halloween. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It takes 6 minutes to watch, at least at this particular point when I'm filming this. Mystery Skulls Animated. So if you don't know, Mystery Skulls Animated is a series of short little animated music videos that are set to songs by the musical artist Mystery Skulls. So that's why it's called Mystery Skulls Animated. It follows 3 characters who go out on missions to go solve mysteries and look at paranormal stuff, but their adventures have taken a very twisted and tragic turn, and it's adorable. It has the spooky Halloween aesthetic. It's heartbreaking. It's really, really good. And you might be thinking, it's only 6 minutes, how can you get that invested in a series? But Mystery Skulls is one of those things that like so much is conveyed to you in such a short period of time, and there's so many hidden things that really help you really get the full extent of the story. So you really have to rewatch the music videos over and over, which is great. They're really, really beautifully animated. And then if you go onto the creator's blog, which is called Mystery Ben's Mystery Blog, it's in the description of the actual videos, and I'll have those videos linked down below. You get all of the backstory, like the characters and the storyline, and just this whole world that they've built around these seemingly simple music videos. Simple storyline-wise, not animation-wise. Like the animation is, again, really beautiful. But yeah, I strongly recommend checking it out. Again, it doesn't even take that long, but it definitely gets you in the Halloween spirit. Mystery Skulls Animated, again, I'll have it linked up there and down there. So that brings us to the last entry on this list. This is not a Halloween special, it's a series in general. This one is a Canadian national treasure. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys today. The thing about good Canadian shows is that they are hard to come by, especially when it comes to animation. We have a lot of really bad cartoons and kids shows. To put this into perspective, we created Nanaland. We made that. We made that show, and that's pretty much the level of quality, I would want to say, among most shows that I watched growing up that were made in Canada. So when we have something that is not only good by like Canadian TV standards, but like good by like all entertainment standards, it's a really big deal. That being said, this show is Ruby Gloom, and it is just, it's so cute and so spooky, and I love it. Oh, the concept behind Ruby Gloom is basically the bright side of the dark side. So it revolves around this whole world of like monsters. Not all of them are monsters, but like some of them are just like cute gothic looking characters. Basically characters who would normally be like menacing or creepy or evil, except in this world, they're all happy and cute. bright side, the dark side. That's the whole concept. The plot follows a bunch of friends, and they're all basically roommates in this creepy mansion. They're all very endearing. They're all really beautifully designed. It's a really beautiful show. Like, design-wise, it is so beautiful, and it gives you the warm and fuzzies, but it's also nice, cute, and Halloween inspired. Character-wise, you have Ruby, who's the main character. I don't know what she's supposed to be, actually. You have Misery, who's just a very sad person. I think she's some sort of witch or sorcerer or something. I feel like she has some sort of magical abilities, but mostly she's just really sad. She's kind of the most relatable character of the whole thing. You have Iris, who is this cute, happy-go-lucky little cyclops. You have Skullboy, who's this skeleton. You have Frank and Len, who are these conjoined monster twins, and together they have this rock band. You have Poe, who's this crow who writes poetry, and he has two brothers named Edgar and Alan. There are more characters, but those are kind of off the top of my head, the first ones that pop to mind. And I don't want to give too much away, but overall it's just a really, really fun show to watch. It has an adorable theme song, it has a great animation style. It is a Canadian national treasure. It is one of the only really, really good cartoons that we have, so, you know, gotta celebrate that. Perfect thing to watch on Halloween with your friends, or with maybe if you have like younger siblings. I grew up watching the show, it's good for all ages, and just if you want the fun, like warm and fuzzies, cute Halloween aesthetic, it's a really great choice. Anyway, so those are 6 of my favorite Halloween themed episodes of cartoons and Halloween themed cartoon series for you guys to watch this October if you're wanting to get into the spirit of the season. I hope you guys like that list. I hope that you guys enjoy those shows. Let me know if you check them out and you enjoy them. We can nerd out about them in the comments down below, and please also be sure to let me know what your favorite Halloween specials are, because I'm always looking for fun Halloween stuff to watch this season. Thank you guys so much for joining me for video number 3 for Pandaween 2017, and just in general for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I seriously appreciate it, especially given that this isn't actually a cosplay related video. I've said this in the past, I don't want this just to be a cosplay only channel. I don't really regard it in that way. For me, cosplay is a way for me to show my nerdiness. It's just one avenue, and then another avenue of showing my nerdiness is just like talking about cartoons that I like, just like in this video. I kind of just view this as kind of a general nerdy channel, and so that being said, not all of these videos are going to be cosplay related. I know that's not necessarily appealing to everyone. A lot of people prefer the cosplay videos. I don't want to ramble too much, but basically I'm just trying to say how much it means to know that you guys decide to watch this video the whole way through despite it not being cosplay related. So there you go. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you guys all next week for the 4th and final video for Pandaween 2017. But until then, Panda Faces, please be sure to take care. Bye.